Okay, so now let's look at how we might be able to start to play single notes on the guitar. We mentioned the fretboard with the frets. Now the frets are very much like the keys on the piano. So in order to make a sound on the piano, you have to press your finger on one of the keys and obviously it plays a sound. So the same sort of goes with the guitar, but we're combining our right and left hands. Our left hand is called our fret hand and our right hand is called our pick hand. For obvious reasons, I'm picking the strings with my right hand, and with my left hand I'm pressing down on top of the strings just behind one of the metal frets, and that's called fretting a note. Now when we play one of the strings on its own, for instance if I was to play the first string, which is the thin one at the bottom, if I was to play that on its own like this, that's called playing the string open. And we use a 0 to represent that open string on our guitar music, which we'll come to in another lesson about how to read that. So let's think about playing that first string. We're going to play it open to start with, and then we're going to think about where we can place our finger to play a different note along that string. So, resting your fingers on your right hand on the body of the guitar, and with your thumb, we're going to pick that first string 4 times. Now when we play together or we play with a band, we need to know when to start. So often we'll use a counting of 4 beats. So I'm going to count in now, and then I'm going to play the string 4 times, picking the string with my thumb. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then with the palm of my right hand, I can place that on top of the strings, so on top of them like that, and I can use that to stop the strings from ringing out. So again, I'll rest my fingers on the body of the guitar, using my thumb. I'm just going to pick the first string open. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. Now, with my left hand, I'm going to bring my left hand round the guitar neck, and with my thumb resting just between the first and the second frets, that allows me to control the neck. So I'm holding the body of the guitar with my arm and my right hand, but with my left hand, I'm sort of resting that thumb on top of the neck here, and that allows me to control the guitar. Otherwise, it's going to feel like I'm fighting with it and it's trying to get away from me. So thumb resting on the first and second frets there, and then with my first finger, just using the very tip of my finger, not the pad part, but the tip, I'm then going to press down just behind the 3rd fret. So if I count up from fret number 1, fret number 2, fret number 3, I'm going to position my finger just right behind that metal fret. Then pressing down nice and firm, I'm going to pick the string with my right thumb after the count of 4. And I'm going to pick that 4 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. So I'll take my finger off. It can feel a little sore, so if you feel like your first finger is a bit sore pressing down on that first string, just give the end of your finger a little squeeze to get the blood back in there. And then we're going to reach around the guitar again, thumb resting around the first and second frets. It may move up the neck as you climb up the neck to play other frets, but let's reach our first finger again, just behind the 3rd fret, counting that up along the first string, 1, 2, 3. Holding that down nice and firm, and now with my right hand and my right thumb, fingers resting on the body, I'm going to pick that note again after the count of 4, and I'll pick it 4 times. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. Now let's move a little bit further up the neck. Let's go to the 5th fret. So from the 3rd fret here, let's count up 3, 4, 5. And again with our right hand and our right thumb, we're going to pick that string. So press down nice and firm behind the 5th fret, and let's pick that note 4 times after the count of 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. Now I'm aiming for a nice clear sound. You can hear the sound of my guitar is quite clear and the guitar is ringing out. If we get a slightly dead sound, it may be because your finger is not behind the metal fret. So if your finger is in the middle or towards the back of the fret, moving sort of back that way, you might, and if you're not pressing down quite hard enough, you might get this sort of buzzing sound. Now if you're getting that, you're not pressing down hard enough and your finger isn't behind the fret or just tucked up behind it. You don't have to press very hard once your finger is in the right position. It should just ring out nice and clear. Okay, so let's put those 3 different notes together in a sequence. We'll play the first string open 4 times. Then we'll move with our left hand, tip of your first finger, your index finger, on the 3rd fret, just behind that fret, pressing down nice and firm. Pick that 4 times. And then move up to fret number 5, and you'll pick that 4 times. So I'll demonstrate that now, what that should sound like, without any sort of hesitation or gaps in between the 3 notes. I'll count myself in and then I'll pick each one 4 times so you can hear what it sounds like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest. So what I recommend that you do is you try and get those 3 notes to ring out nice and clear on your guitar. Just take a few minutes to practice that. And once you're good at that, we're going to go on to look at how we can combine more than 1 note at the same time and play our very first chord. So I'll see you in the next little video.